So let's start with our last week update. So as discussed, we are going to discuss GST update, weekly GST update. So let's start for the last week. So as far as last week concerned, there are many updates. Mainly we are going to discuss the update into portal related updates. So procedural update. Afterwards, one of the update is e-invoicing related update, and afterwards case laws. So we had selected only key updates which are applicable to many of the industry. Because last week there were many updates for the GST. So let's start with first the GST portal related update. So first update which is applicable to everyone is related to the 10% restriction. So 10% restriction which is applicable to the input tax credit is now automated on the GST portal. So what is the 10% restriction? So friends, as per rule 36.4, you may aware that the invoices or debit note, the details or the invoices which are not uploaded by your vendor, the ITC with respect of such invoices is available, but it is available only to the extent of 10% of the eligible invoices or eligible credit in respect of invoices, the details of which have been uploaded by your vendor. So these 10% restrictions, earlier we have to compute manually, but now this provision is updated on the GST portal, and auto computation is available on the GST portal. However, we would like to highlight that this computation done by the GST portal is on the basis of to be available for that month. Second, if you try to edit that ITC column, you can edit that ITC column and you change the figure and avail the excess credit. Whenever you are trying to avail the excess credit than whatever auto computed, then error will get pop up. So this error will get pop up. So if you are availing excess credit, then keep a reconciliation with yourself, because afterwards the rationale or the reason of such excess availment could be asked by the authorities. So this is related to the GST portal. One more update related to the GST portal is with respect to 99C. So friends, now the 99C of financial year 19-20 is available on the online portal for the filing. So if you had not filed the GSTR 99C for the 18-19, don't wait for the extension. Please file that on priority. So this is related to two key updates of the GST portal. One more update, which is again for the GST portal, is related to the quarterly return and monthly payment scheme. So you may aware that in the 42nd GST Council meeting, the new scheme is announced by the government for the taxpayer having turnover below 5 crore. So for small taxpayer, they had announced a scheme, and the scheme name is quarterly return and monthly payment scheme. So you can say QRMP scheme. So why we are discussing this week? Because friends, from the 1st January 2020, this scheme is going to be applicable. Second, from the 5th December, as per the notification, taxpayer has started the auto migration or system, or GST portal has started auto migration of the certain taxpayer who has satisfied all the condition into the scheme. So there are some taxpayer who don't want to avail that scheme benefit, but they could have been auto migrated as per the notification. So in such a cases, if you don't want to avail that scheme benefit, or you want to continue with the normal return filing, then you have to opt out from the scheme, and that opting out from the scheme option is available up to the 31st January 2021. So you should choose the option of opt out. Second, the taxpayer who has not auto migrated but eligible for the scheme, then they have to opt specifically for the scheme before the period prescribed. So to know more about this scheme, you can refer our video, or you can refer our presentation, which is available on our LinkedIn network and also on the Twitter, etc. So you can refer from that. Or if you don't get that, then you can share your email IDs with us. We will share that presentation with you for more detail about the scheme. So we had discussed all about applicability of the scheme, to whom that is applicable, how to compute the amount payable, how you can opt out, which are the taxpayers who are going to migrate into the system, auto migrate into the system. So all discussion you can get from that video and also from that presentation. So this is with respect to, so these are the some of the key update related to the GST portal. Now, one of the key update related to the e-invoicing we are going to discuss. So friends, e-invoicing is now, you know, that going to be applicable or mandatory for the taxpayer having the turnover more than 100 crore, and it is going to be mandatory from the 1st January 2021. So friends, so now with respect to e-invoicing, NIC has issued a tool or e-invoice generation tools. So earlier also there were 4 tools available, has made available by the NIC. But if you compare this tool with that 4 tool, then this tool is much better to use. And what are the key features? So we are going to discuss only the key features. So what are the key features? So key features is it has the product master and customer master. Second, you can prepare the e-invoicing and also generate the e-invoice with the help of this tool. This will help to print the e-invoicing along with QR code, and it also has the facility to enter the payment details. So these are certain key features. Again, this tool is Excel based tools. Only the key highlight in this is that you can use this tool only if you are having the less invoices. That is, there are 10 to 12 invoices, monthly 10 to 12 invoices, then you can use this facility. Because if there are more invoices, then you have to automate the system, and you should automate the generation process of the e-invoicing. So more about the software selection, how you can select the software, or what is the e-invoicing or concept of e-invoicing, we had already discussed again one of our video, or we are having the presentation on that. So you can connect with us or share your email IDs. We will share that with you separately. Or you can refer to our YouTube channel or LinkedIn network. So this is about the e-invoicing. Second, just to add that this is the beta version of the tool. So beta version of the trial tool is available on the site, and you can use that from the portal e-invoicing1-trial.nic.in. Under the menu option, help option, and afterwards tool option, one of the option called as bulk generation tool as available. And if you see the first heading on the left hand side, there is a GEPP tool. So that tool can be used for the purpose of generation of the e-invoicing. So you can, I have discussed about the part, but if you require more information, again, go through the video for that purpose. So this is about e-invoicing and the certain portal related key update. If you are not yet started for the preparation of the invoicing, please start immediately. If any error or any challenges you are facing during the trial version, at least you can represent that to the government at this point itself, so that implementation procedure, or from 1st January you can implement e-invoicing easily. Now these are the procedural update. So let's start with the case law related update. So we are going to discuss the 3 case laws in this week. First is related to the anti-profiteering. As discussed last week also, we had discussed one case related to the anti-profiteering, and there are many times many cases launched for the anti-profiteering. So last week one of the case related to the restaurant has discussed or concluded or decided by the NA, that's the National Anti-Profiteering Authority, in the case of Hardcastle restaurant. And NA hold that the restaurant is guilty of the profiteering, and that amount involved is 7.5 crore for not passing on the GST benefit for the rate reduction. So friends, you are aware that the restaurant earlier, when GST law was introduced, the restaurant has the GST rate of 18% with ITC, and afterwards that rate is reduced to the 5% without ITC. Now in such a cases, ITC is not available, but if you read the order, that NA has rejected the contention related to the input tax laws and all the 3 methodologies, that is input tax laws against the audited financial statement, or input tax laws on the basis of actual, etc., rejected by the NA. So if you are an industry or any industry wherein Earlier there were more rate with ITC was available. So one of the example is the construction industry, wherein earlier when GST law was introduced, construction industry was having the rate of 12% of ITC, and afterwards that reduced it to 5% without ITC. So in such a cases, don't consider that you don't require to pass on the benefit. So if you see this case law, there is a risk that the NA could ask the whether your basic prices of that project or the your product has gone up after the reduction in the rate. So that can be checked by the NA. Second, if you had already passed on the benefit, but you are having a doubt about the methodology which you had used for the passing out, and you want to analyze the risk you are carrying, then you can also, we will recommend that you will check that benefit methodology from the consultant before NA audit, because or NA revisit, because if this fact comes to the NA audit, then there could be there will be levy of huge penalty and interest. So it is better to revisit your competition at this point only. So this is about the one of the anti-profiteering case. Second, related to the e-way bill. So one more case is launched, and again this case is in favor of assessee. Why we are discussing this case? Because on the basis of this case, you can at least get some way forward when your vehicle is detained or seized by the authorities. So in the case of Suraj High-Tech Private Limited, Kerala High Court held that Kerala High Court direct to release the goods, as there was an updated e-way bill at the time of passing of the detention order. So friends, when goods was in transit, that at that time e-way bill was not updated, and because of that goods is inspected and detained by the authorities. However, afterwards the taxpayer has updated the e-way bill, and at the time of update, at the time of passing of detention order, the e-way bill had already been updated by the taxpayer by filing the Part B. So friends, in such a case, Kerala High Court is of the opinion and held that the defect did not exist or on the date of the passing of the detention order, and hence the High Court direct to release the goods. So whenever e-way bill, whenever your vehicle get detained by the authorities, then just ensure to clear the error or defect whatever in the e-way bill, so that this could help in the litigation process. That's why this can be the way forward we can took from this the decision. Now, second, related to the show cause notice. This is again we are going to discuss, because we intend to, or we want to give some way forward from these decisions which are given by the High Court, NA or Supreme Court. So this is again one of the decision from which we can take some of the way forward for under the GST law. So this is again related to the show cause notice. In this, MP High Court held that, so this is related to the Akash Garg. So in this, MP High Court has held that, or strikes down the show cause notice or order issued for the GST liability, because the show cause notice communicated over the email. Because the show cause notice is communicated over the email. So as per the High Court, this is not communicated as per the procedure prescribed under the GST law, and hence this show cause notice has struck out by the High Court. So friends, if you refer the rule 142 of the CGST rule, that prescribes certain modes of the issuing of the show cause notice or communicating of the show cause notice. So as per rule 42, the communication of the show cause notice should be by way of uploading the same on the website portal and not by way of the mail. So High Court held that hold that the not communicating the show cause notice in the way prescribed in the GST law violate the natural principle of the natural justice, and hence it is liable to strike out the order. So way forward from this decision is, whenever any show cause notice has been issued to you, or you want to file the appeal at the higher forum, just please check first the power of the issuance of the show cause notice, how that show cause notice has issued, within how many days they had issued the show cause notice. So certain aspects matter while replying to the show cause notice. So while filing the grounds of appeal, or filing the reply to show cause notice, you can consider this aspect also, and you can also use this contention, which can be very much useful so in the higher forum. So this is the way forward about this decision. So while replying to the SCN and filing appeals and taking the grounds for your case, then please check all these aspects under the GST law. So friends, this is about this last week GST update. We will meet next week.